Hi, how's everyone? Welcome back. Hello and welcome if you're new. Thanks for finding me. We're doing a hidden truths reading. I pulled from the Celtic Lenormand. What I did was I opened the deck to the middle and took out the middle three cards. The card on the top represents the facade, whatever is not the truth, what is hiding the truth. The card in the middle is what is the hidden truth. And then the card afterwards is advice. Okay? So the first card drawn from the Celtic Lenormand was the Hill Fort. This represents authority. This represents structure, bureaucracy, and hierarchy. This is structure. But it could also mean isolation and restriction within those boundaries. In some instances, the hill fort is a energy of protection and steadfastness, right? Structure and protection, right? But in some instances, it can be a burden because those walls, either by our own apathy or by the rules that we are subjected to, can become like a prison. So some of us in the collective may find ourselves in this structure of what should be protectiveness, right? In this structure. But some of us may be finding ourselves very I'm getting the image of a golden cage where everything may be provided, or there's safety. That's what I was looking for. There's safety in this structure, but there's no freedom anymore. This could be physical, it could be psychological, it could be religious. The next card here, is the cross. So this is the truth. The truth is, this is about ethics and faith and morality and spirituality. Unfortunately, it is also a burden because the scripture has become dogma. So this is functioning within a certain set of parameters simply because that is the way it is always done. And what once was safety and not freedom, but like the safety to explore and grow and think, something about that now has become very restrictive. The advice card that we got here is the pathway. This has to do with choosing something else. It is a crossroads. Decisions are made here. This is flexing of free will. This is options and life paths. This is new direction, a divergent road towards new possibilities. So we're going to go ahead and get some clarifiers on this, okay? Let's do the hill fort first. Please clarify this hill fort energy. Like I said, it can be, think of, for the nerds out there from Lord of the Rings, Minas Tirith, where they go and it's heavily defended, high walls, very strong, very structured, made out of stone. It's made to last. You can be safe in there. You can, farm and live and be protected in there. But then again, if there's something that's keeping you in there, now that you're here, you can't leave. Now that you're here, you must adhere to these rules and regulations. And you start to feel that this structure is very not conducive to growth, right? So the first card we dropped here is the Nine of Swords on the back side. So the Nine of Swords on the front is anxiety. It is fear and negativity and trying to figure out if what's troubling you is real or imagined. We drew the backside of the card. This is the inner self. It's saying darkness is behind you. Okay, a breakthrough as it gets better. Hey, I love that. So there's some clarity coming here. Swords are mental energy. He is looking out the window. Here in the front, we see him surrounded by the swords. But on the backside, even though the swords are in front of him, so is a window with the dawn, the sun of the dawn coming in. So, I mean, this literally could be something dawning on you, something allowing this light of hope to come in through all of those swords of anxiety. Sword energy is anything mental. It's fears, it's doubts, it's negative self-talk. It's not just negative self-talk, but it can be the words that other people put on you. You can't leave, or how could you do this? How could you think that? I mean, this is stuff that other people tell you too. You have to do this, or this will happen, or you have to think this way, or this will happen. So let's get some clarity. We've got the 10 of Wands. All right. I do believe this is on the back side. So this is weathered by burden. You find that you have abandoned yourself. Interesting. Let's get one more, please. All because of this hill fort energy. Something that was supposed to be safe and protective became a prison. Now, with the swords dropping on top of that, when I had mentioned before this could be physical or emotional or mental, this could be mental. And we've got the Emperor. Okay, so there is a very overbearing energy here. But, see, I want to get clarity on that. Because this does not feel negative to me, that Emperor card, but the surrounding cards definitely influence how you interpret this. Because this is somebody who is very structured and very heavy-handed with order and stability, permanence, authority, and power. So this is the facade that somebody has this power over you to keep you in this hill fort energy of bureaucracy and dogma. So let's get clarity on the cross here, please. Oh, we've got the world so far, but I wasn't ready. So this is ethics and faith, mercy, charity, redemption, morality, spirituality, but also a burden, dogma, suffering with tradition, devotion, doctrinal instruction. Okay. And here we have the world. This is triumph renewed. Oh. Completion and reward. All right, so let's get clarity on that, please. What is the cross? Somebody still has faith in this. I heard I have faith in what it's supposed to be, but not in what it has become. Like they haven't lost their faith in the base morals that brought them there. But then again, we've got the death card on the world. This is 2 cards of an ending. Wow, somebody is going to definitely leave this burden behind. One more, please. This is an irrevocable ending. Something has been, make room for the new. Somebody's making room for, okay, 4 of Cups. Oh, 5 of Cups. Disappointment, loss, regret, hidden love can be salvaged. All right. So now, I do listen to other readers, and there are very many who They they have this deck called the Romance Angels, which I have issues with that deck. I don't like it, but it's very popular with the love readings. And in quite a few of the readers, the card that's been coming out with that deck has been religious differences. So there could be religious differences here between some people, and there's been a decision that I've suffered enough loss in this structure. I'm putting an end to it to protect or salvage something that I once loved. Because he's looking at the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is the cups of celebration, of camaraderie, of your people, your tribe, joy and partying, and I mean just love and celebration with like-minded folks, with your community, with your loved ones, with the girlfriends, with the guy friends, that Three of Cups is now all spilled over, and behind him is the Two of Cups of a new relationship, a new commitment, of a new hope of emotional fulfillment. So let's get to the pathways, please. What is the pathways? There's a choice here. You know, the key with the pathway card is that one pathway is very crookedy and it leads to the mountains. Mountains represent obstacles and hardship, and one road seems very smooth and it leads to the seashore where I assume there's a boat to catch. The thing is you can't ever tell beyond that where those paths will lead. Some people would avoid the mountain path because it could be long and it could be dangerous. But again, Lord of the Rings imagery comes to mind where they needed to get through the mountain and they were shown a shortcut. Whereas if other people would have avoided the mountains, their trip, though it may have begun a little bit smoother, would have taken them way off the sidetrack and possibly opened them up to dangers that they would not have experienced had they chosen the other road. So both roads have their advantages and their dangers. There's a choice to be made here. And now is the time where the opportunity has come up and the freedom has come up for you to make that choice. So what cards do we have here? First we dropped the Queen of Swords. She's been very vocal lately. This is a loyal ally, somebody who swings a righteous sword and has a strong intellect. Okay, Queen of Swords, this is the first besides the Emperor. Emperor is Aries energy. With some Capricorn. Death is Scorpio. The World is the fixed signs. And the Queen of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, mostly Libra and Aquarius. The Queen is the one, she has the sword held aloft, which means she's ready to make a decision. The King of Swords has his sword facing downward, which means he is accepting information, he's hearing things, he's thinking things over, he's using his intellect to debate and deduce and things like that. The Queen energy is already ready to make the decision, and her sword is held high because she's in the process of cutting away truth from lies and making her decision. Then we have the Magician. Very, very nice. Front side, this is outward energy. It's refining your skills and renewing self-belief and your faith in your own abilities. I love that. And then we have the Six of Swords. Uncertainty, but there's no going back. Somebody is moving forward to their heart's desire. Absolutely. So it looks like you're going to choose the path that leads to the boat. What did I say? There's the boat right there, the Six of Swords. They're in a boat and they are going off to new adventures. Now, there is a little bit of a advice, not a warning, but a little bit of a heads up with the Six of Swords. Remember, swords are mental energy. So take care that whatever boat you get into moving on to this new pathway, you're not taking old anxieties, fears, and doubts and poor self-talk with you. Don't take the hill fort with you. Okay? Take the good stuff, right? Like when I left religion, I still took some good things with me, but I left the hateful dogma behind. It's not that it defined me as a person, it's just that along the way of life, you just find things that resonate with you. So even when you grow and move on from them, there still can be truth in or helpful thinking in what you learned, even if you've outgrown the structure that you originally came into. And I feel like that is where this reading is going. Somebody has outgrown some restrictive dogma or restrictive um I don't know how else to describe it. So they have not literally knocked the cups over. Fuck this shit, I'm out. The world says this is there's an ending to a cycle, and death here also. These are two different kinds of endings. One, the cycle is ended and there's a triumph here. And I believe the triumph is the death card. It is the the moving on from that. It's making room for the new. That's what the card says. And then on top of that is that Five of Cups. Yes, there's disappointment and loss and regret, but they did it for love. They did it for love. I don't get any other cups here, so I'm not sure if somebody is moving on for love, but it's definitely for something that's more emotionally fulfilling. Pathway, harsh decision, but this is the thing with the Queen of Swords. This decision may seem cold to people outside of the issue, okay? Because air energy, it can be very cold and detached, but it needs to be, especially if this is Libra energy, a lower vibration of justice with the Queen of Swords. But to make those decisions, emotion needs to be taken out of it. And this person, I don't know who this is resonating for. You're all going to resonate differently with the message. You're also all at different points in the timeline, and you all have free will. Not only you, but everyone involved in your energy has free will. Okay? So, this Queen of Swords has made some decisions that perhaps aren't going to sit well with other people because she had to take an approach that is not emotionally involved. So she'll say, this is fair for me, this is fair for them, this is fair for other people, but the other people might think that hurts me too much, so that's not fair, if that makes sense. But somebody has had to put aside emotional thinking in order to make this decision. And then the magician here is manifesting that new path. Absolutely. They fucking manifested that boat that they're now in, going on this new path. Somebody is looking back or not looking back. And if they do, there's no regrets here. Well, there was. But we've got Emperor energy, which is very strong in their power. And then we've got the magician who is manifesting this new pathway. And I don't know why, but with the cross and the cups here, it really feels like that. Maybe they're looking for love. and they couldn't because there was some kind of dogma holding them back from someone. Like I said, it really brought to mind the card from the Romance Angels. Religious differences are keeping somebody apart. That's what's been coming up lately. And I don't have that deck, so I would assume that the cards would lay out the same kind of message however they could with the cards that I have. Part of me feels like, hang on. I want to say this, and I don't often tap into this energy, so I'm not good with it. I'm not good at it, but I want to say it. Someone's transitioning. Someone is transitioning. And boy, do I want to say to them, awesome. Keep going forward. Keep going forward. Get in that boat and go and transform. We've got the death here. We've got restrictive dogma here. We've got something that was once very comforting. Something that was once very comforting is now just a burden because they're expected to be a certain way within this structure. But then there's the death card, the world, and the 5 of Cups. Then there's a new pathway. Hard decisions that have to be fair across the board, manifesting something powerful, and getting in a boat and going in a new direction. Someone may be transitioning here. Others in the collective, it's just releasing yourself from old paradigms so that you can go towards something that's more emotionally fulfilling, something that you made for yourself, something that you stood up and made these justifiable decisions after a lot of mental stress about it. And you stood up when that magician's energy, look at with the shooting star on the pathway, the shooting star behind the magician on top of the pathway card with the boat card. Definitely you are tapped into a new destiny. I love this. This was very deep. We're going to get an ancestor oracle message here. Oh, look at that. Top of the deck here that I put down. We've got the Hierophant. Taurus energy. Again, dogma, tradition. It says dogma is not enlightenment. Look underneath the mask. Wow, see? I love that. Because under that, we've got the 9 of Pentacles, self-made prosperity. See, remember when I said somebody may be transitioning? Now, in the Aries reading, we also got the Emperor, and at the end of the reading, we got the 9 of Pentacles. Look at the baby Empress. Something's going from Emperor energy to this beautiful pre-Empress energy. But she was hiding underneath the Hierophant, that dogma. Okay? I can't believe I got this message. I never channel this the gender specificities before. So I hope that came out right. I hope I said it all right. And it's not restricted to trans identity. This is just somebody going from something that was very restrictive to something that is much more free. And once they free themselves, once you free yourself, it's like your energy's transformed into this wonderful, receptive, feminine energy where you can manifest with the Magician card your own abundance. Okay? So if anybody's thinking that, yeah, the road's going to be hard, yeah. But if anyone's thinking of not going through this, death and the world's ending, if anyone is fearful, don't be. Because, like I was talking about with the pathway cards, one path's going to lead to the mountains, which may be very treacherous, but there could be a secret passageway through that danger, through that hardship that you wouldn't have found before. And then, one path leads to the sea, which leads to the boat and a new direction. I mean, yeah, take it, do it, go forth with blessings. So now we'll get the ancestor message. I hope this is resonating. I hope the message is reaching you for your highest good. If you're vibing with my content, then please take a moment to leave a like, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, share my video. It all helps my content get seen. In the description is my information, my email, Cash App, and Venmo. I am available for personal readings and birth chart inquiries. Okay. I appreciate any and all feedback or signal boosts. All right, I'll take both. We dropped 2 oracle messages, and then the little chime just went off on my phone. That's so cute. It's part of the music video. Little chime went off. So let's read both of these. We've got Magic Guardian and the Shaman. We'll read Magic Guardian first. It says, unlock the magic within. Look how gorgeous she is with that, holding that fire. Okay. It says, stop looking outside yourself and recognize that you have incredible power within. You are the magic. You are the answer. You have it all within you. If you've been searching for an answer or a reason to focus, recognize that all that you are holding or all that you're looking for is already within you. You are a powerful and magical person with the capacity to direct your intentions and will your desires into being. That's that magician card. But your power, the emperor energy, your power can only be powerful when you own it. So take time to acknowledge it. Your ability to dedicate yourself to a goal and make it happen is a real gift that you are being guided to recognize now. Did we get the wands? I thought we got wands. Yeah, the 10 of wands, a burden. Weathered by your own burden, you abandon yourself. And then on top of that, jump the emperor. So it's like reclaim your power. Next, we have the shaman. And the shaman advises to trust in higher forces. Trust in your angels, guides, and ancestors. If you have given your power away, claim it back. What was I just saying with the emperor? Holy shit. The emperor card on top of this dogma and this 10 of wands. You have weathered yourself by abandoning your own truth. So take back your power. And what's the first line of the shaman card? Trust your angels, guides, and ancestors. If you have given your power away, claim it back. That, again, magician energy. There are spiritual allies working in your favor, and their miracles will unfold much more easily when you move into a state of trust. So call back your power and stop allowing external forces to divert you from the miracles you deserve. Hand over all your concern to your spiritual allies. When you do so, you allow them to send you intuitive guidance and messages that will allow you to correct this situation and come out on top. The shaman card also shows you that you have shamanic potential to move between the realms and connect with your guides in an extremely personal way. Now, some may be confused about that because we did talk the whole time about releasing some kind of religious dogma here. This is not talking about religion. This is talking about spiritual connection. This is Virgo versus Pisces energy. Okay? Virgo is very dutiful. The Vestal Virgins, man's quote unquote, tended to the fires, the home fires of the Temple of Vesta. It was a job, and they did it whether they believed in the deity or not. So that's where somebody is. They're just going through the motions of something that they were taught to do, but there was no freedom there. There was no empowerment there. They're talking about getting in touch with the inner divinity. Okay, this is spirituality without the dogma of man-made religion. So they're trying to say to transform above that. This was a deep one. I hope it resonated. What do we have coming up? Let's see. We've got the morning energy read in the morning, and then a love reading with the fairies. They've been itching to talk lately. There's some movement in the soulmate cycle, so we'll explore that tomorrow. I hope this resonated, and I hope the messages reached for your highest good. Until I see you again in the next reading, thanks for sticking with me. Okay, thanks, bye.